Welcome to my YouTube channel, everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day. In this video, I'm going to be creating with Spellbinders Small Die of the Month. This one is so beautiful and unique. It's called Arched A2 Slimline Card Creator. So you can make 2 different sizes of cards with this. You get 5 dies in the set, and they're all very intricate and pretty. I'm going to create an A2 sized card with these dies. I did all of my die cutting off camera, and I cut them all out with some white cardstock. What I'm going to do is use a piece of this bright red cardstock behind my die cuts. This is called Poppy Field. This is just going to be a cheery, happy sort of card. It's going to be a birthday card. I'm in need of birthday cards lately. But I'm going to chomp the edges with a half inch chomp just to soften the top. Kind of reflects the top of this die cut piece. This is going to be very simple, but I'm going to start by gluing my first die cut down. I'll speed this up. I like to get a little bit of glue behind most of it so it stays down flat. But isn't that just lovely? I'll adhere the bottom one next, this little die cut strip. And I'm going to be doing a bit of die cut inlay. This is going to be very simple die cut inlay, but I just want a little bit of color in these die cuts. Let's put this in place, and then I went ahead and cut out these same dies with a piece of beeswax cardstock and teal topaz, and I just chose some of the bits that I want to glue in. They're in my little heart tray here. So they're all the same shape, so I don't have to worry about mixing them up. The hardest part was that they're so little, they were very easy to lose. But I'm just going to pop all of these yellow bits in for this bigger die cut. I'll speed this up. And the colors of this card are going to be the red, yellow, and a little bit of teal. And now for the teal polka dots in this bottom piece. These just give it a little subtle touch of color. Put that last one in place. Now, I went ahead and cut this out again with more white cardstock. I want it to be a little more dimensional. So I'm going to glue another white die cut over it. I was originally thinking I would put 4 of these down together, but that was just really dimensional. And then I'll put another piece down over the strip at the bottom. So the little circle pieces that came out of the center, I kept, and I'll put 2 circles down, but on the first one, I am going to stamp out my sentiment on that. My sentiment will say, "Happy Birthday Wishes," and it comes from the clear stamp of the month for May. I'm going to stamp this in my Mini Misty, just so I can ink it up a few times. I do want to heat emboss this. I like heat embossing the sentiments. It just gives them a little bit of dimension and shine. I'll ink it up with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Many of the sentiments from the clear stamp of the month fit in this little circle, so they pair beautifully together. I'll pick it up with my tweezers and pour over some clear embossing powder. The cardstock I'm using is a very thick white cardstock. It's 110-pound Nina Solar White. I'll melt this sentiment, and then it's all ready to go. I'm using one of my favorite floral die sets from Spellbinders. It's called Simply Perfect Layered Blooms, and I cut out a few, or actually just one flower. The flower is going to be a bright bit of color at the top of this card. I'm using beeswax yellow and more of the poppy field for the red. I'll pull out my liquid glue and attach these. This is a layering die set, and so they fit together perfectly. Didn't get it right here at first. But I'm going to turn that a bit so that all of the petals are the same shape. And fortunately, my glue was not dry yet, so I was able to pick it up and turn it. And that looks much better. I want to make up a slimline card using these dies. There are so many pretty examples over at the Spellbinders website, but these die sets give you many options. They're very well thought out. I'll put the second leaf together. I'll put these aside to dry. Now let's put our sentiment on this card. So I'll put the plain one down first. And then it would have been cute to put dimension behind the sentiment, but I just put it down flat so it's the same level as the other white die cut. That just pops easily into place. I put a foam piece behind the flower. I'll put that in place first. I just want to get an idea of where to put the leaves. I want to be able to tuck them in the sides of this flower. And these are just going down flat. I love the touch of brightness that gives this card. This second one wasn't tucking very well, so I'm going to trim off the end. And then I can just easily adhere that under the side of the flower. Let's attach this to a white card base, and I'm going to soften the corners of the card base so it matches the card. And then I'll use some liquid adhesive behind this. So let's pull the pin out of this glue, and I'm going as close to the edge as I can. I just don't want it to ooze out. I'll stack these together, standing up. I thought a bow would look really cute on this card, so I'm going to pull out some very thin silver twine. I don't know if you would call it twine. It's not ribbon, but it's very thin and it gives it just a fun touch of sparkle. I'll tie a bow just above the flower. Make the ends of the bow so that they come down. I don't show it this time, but I do use a micro dot behind the knot on the bow just to keep it in place. And usually it's just half of a micro dot. I snip it in half. That way it won't be seen behind this very small knot. I decided I wanted to put a little more color around the sentiment, so I'm adding some teal gemstones, just 3 of them, around the sentiment. I also included a link below for my little heart trays if you're interested in one of those. I have a new color in my shop, this pretty pale pink. Here is a close-up of the card. This one was so much fun and so easy to put together. Thanks for spending some of your time with me. I hope you all have a fun, crafty day, and I'll be back again really soon with another card video. Take care, everyone. Bye.